things. First of all, I'm trying to teach my way of learning. That's why I said, let's do the map of the Torah. And now, let's just do the first sentence with 10 questions. Don't answer them. Just live in the questions. That's another thing. One of the biggest things, and Moshe, I want you to chop this, because I think you're also going to be crazy mashpia, that when we are so trained that when you ask a question, you try to find a solution. It's like a question is a problem. You have a problem, the first thing is, no, he means this, instead of trying to find solutions right now, for the next week, I want to for the next 3 shiurim. For the next 3 shiurim, I want to concentrate on questions without answers. The only thing you could tell me is connections. Don't tell me answers. Find something. Oh, you have a question here and you had a question there. Is this maybe perhaps the Rebbe means the connection between these two things? And this is here. You want to hear my plan? My plan of teaching is map of the Torah. Always go through the map of the Torah, and every shiur to review the map of the Torah, because every time you review the map of the Torah, you remember, and the more it goes into your memory. Then ask questions without answers, and then start just looking for connections, and then each person is going to have a different light of the way the Rebbe is speaking to them. And from the same question, there are going to be 4 answers. And all 4 answers are going to be right. Because it's the way the Rebbe is talking to you, the Rebbe is talking to me, and everybody's right. And it doesn't have to be my way, it can be your way. And that's how you all of a sudden start evolving into the Torah, not just in an intellectual way, but you start taking it into your heart. That's what happened to me. How am I coming to this? Because I analyzed what's going on with me. And this, how am I getting this? What is changing? I feel a power that's changing me. So what is it? How is it working? You know how it works? Because I live this Torah all day. I think about it all day. And everything that's happening, how is that relevant to the Torah? How did this story become part of the Torah? And when I find it in the Torah, so I know the eitz, I know the remedy. Okay, I have to be more b'simcha and not take this young manacha, not take it as pain, and bring the pain into the simcha, accept it, confront it, do my ishtadlus, but ultimately know that whatever the result is going to be sasa v'simcha, no matter how, and I'm not going to be let down. I'm not going to let atzvas and mershchar take me over, because then I'm doomed. I don't know his plan. I'm surrendering. I'm using the Rebbe's eitzah in the Torah. How am I going to get there? By learning his Torah. How do I change? I learned this Torah for years and I still did the same actions. Nothing changed. The way it's going to change here, this is what I'm proposing. By learning the Torah Be'in. How am I learning the Torah Be'in? First thing is knowing the map of the Torah. Second thing is living in the question, not looking for the solutions. Third thing is look for the connection through the questions. And the fourth thing is applying it into my life and finding the answers through my life and coming with my light and sharing my life and how the Rebbe is changing my life. And that's how I can give over the Torah. That is what I'm trying to teach. Where is no mitzvah, the Rambam in the Minyan HaMitzvahs, the Smag in the Minyan HaMitzvahs, does not count in the mitzvahs, in the Taryag mitzvah. There is no mitzvah. There's no mitzvah in the Torah to be b'simcha. Number one.
Question 2 is Gedola. It sounds like it's bigger than all other mitzvahs.
Ah, great. Very good. Question 3 is, if, just on this words, I want to add a question. If it's a mitzvah gedola, then question 1 becomes even bigger. Question 1 was, where's the mitzvah? Question 2 is the Rebbe saying it's mitzvah gedola. If first of all, is there a gedola? Is there such a thing as a mitzvah that's big or a mitzvah that's small? All mitzvahs are the same. They're all coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What's the difference? Is there such a thing as a bigger mitzvah and a smaller mitzvah? What does a mitzvah mean? A commandment. Let's attach the word. Mitzvah means commandment. In the commandments of Hashem, is there any commandment that's bigger or smaller than his commandments? Like, did Hashem not mean it the same way It's not such a big mitzvah to do this, even though it says it in the Torah, or are all Taryag mitzvahs equal in spirituality as a commandment from Hashem? I just wanted, if we wrote down these questions, which I wish you guys would do this, write down the questions for yourself. There's space on the side to write the question. You have 10 questions on the first phrase here. First of all, mitzvah, where is this mitzvah in the Torah? Second question is Gedolah. What does it mean, Gedolah? Is there such a thing as Gadol or Cotton in mitzvahs? Third question is, if there is such a thing as Gedolah, then first question is even bigger. Why doesn't it say it in the Torah? Why is the Rambam not bringing the minyan mitzvahs? Fourth question is Liyos. What does Liyos mean? Liyos is
the present.
Liyos isn't l'chayra in the present. So in the present, I should be in simcha, not sameach, like Mendy said. I should be in simcha. What does the Rebbe mean in the present to be in simcha? Liyos b'simcha is a very hard thing to understand, because if b'simcha is a place, then I could only recognize I'm in that place after the fact, not like Haidah. Remember when we spoke about Haidah, gratitude. What is gratitude? When I reflect back at what happened to me, I'm able to have gratitude. I can't have gratitude in the present. I can't be grateful while I'm experiencing it. So if I have to be bisimcha, how do I know that I'm bisimcha in the present? I could tell you that I was bisimcha or not, because I could reflect back and see. But how can I be in simcha? I could be happy, but I can't know that I'm bisimcha. How do I know that I'm bisimcha in the present? If whatever bisimcha means, but what is it? What we need to know, what does it mean to be in simcha? Why didn't he say happy? But he says to be in simcha. So how do I know that I'm in simcha in the present? Next question is, what does it mean to be in simcha, not to just be happy? And the third question has, Moshe said 2 questions. In Tamid, we have a question, what does Tamid mean? Does Tamid mean always, or does Tamid mean constantly? Because we see that there was a Tamid shel Shachar and a Tamid shel Ben Arbaim, and it didn't mean, and it was called Tamid because it was every day, but it wasn't always. They did it for an hour a day. So does Tamid mean constantly, or does Tamid mean that means consistently? I'm sorry, not constantly. Consistently, or does Tamid mean always? Question one. Other thing is, if Tamid means always, then how come the Rebbe says Leiv Nishba for an hour at the end? So these are 10 questions on the first 5 words.
Could you be b'simcha while you're sleeping?
What?
Could you be b'simcha while you're sleeping?
Oh, that's another question. It is, while I'm sleeping, is that also going to Tamid? Or is Tamid only in my time of awakeness? Another question. If you would write it down, you would have 10 questions right now. Okay, next sentence, and we'll conclude with this sentence. Ule is gaber, and is to make every effort to determinedly keep depression and gloom at bay. And to make every, I don't like his touch. Lesgaber means gvura, to take strength, and with strength distance sadness and depression with all your strength. So first of all, where do I take the strength from? Like Mendy said, what does it mean, all my strength? And where am I taking strength from? L'chayra, I'm taking strength from being besimcha. So if I'm taking strength from being besimcha, isn't that the result? If I'm mitzvah gedol liyas besimcha tamid, isn't the result of that I'm not ba'atzvus? No, but it sounds like it's a new avodah, Maishi. 2 things: mitzvah gedol liyas besimcha tamid, and lizgaber laharchik ha'atzvus amarosh chayr b'chol koich. I have 2. So how do I do this practically? First of all, if you tell me it's a mitzvah gedol liyas besimcha tamid, so it means that the result is automatically, we said in the previous Torah, that Atzvus and Marash Chayra is allergic to Simcha. So if Atzvus and Marash Chayra is allergic to Simcha, that's a result. If I'm Sameach, the Rebbe says, Atzvus and Marash Chayra is Stalkim and Atzad. It moves. So it's a stira. What do you mean? Now you're telling me I have to, not only that, in the previous Torah, the Rebbe said, Avamayla Yisera, Lirdoi Vacha Marash Chayra. And now the Rebbe is saying, no, but you have to be Marchik the Marash Chayra. It's a stira Minei Obey. What are you telling me? I just learned Torah Chav Gimel, and in two parts of Torah Chav Gimel, you're telling me one part is the Atzvus automatically moves. I don't have to do anything. I just have to be B'simcha. And now you're telling me, no, there's times that you have an avodah of being marchek atzvus, which means it's you that has to distance the atzvus. And if it's me that has to distance the atzvus, then why did you tell me in the previous Torah that I have to chase the atzvus? Here you tell me I have to distance the atzvus, and then you tell me I have to chase the atzvus. Sadness is an emotion. I feel sad. Depression is a state. An external event triggered an emotion of sadness. Depression is a state. I'm trapped. I can't get out of it. I'm in a state of depression. Sadness is an emotion. The emotion, something happened, I feel gloomy, I feel sad. Depression is when I let sadness creep in deeper, and now, what am I going to do? I can't get out of this. And you're stuck, you can't do anything, you're trapped, you're frozen. In Torah Chav Gimel, the Rebbe used 5 different lashonos on the negative and 3 different lashonos on the positive. What were the 5? First he went Yogain v'Anocha, that's 2. And we said Yogain is internal, Anocha is external. What's Yogain? Yogain is pain, agony, and Anocha is groaning, sighing. That's an external expression of an internal feeling. Also a feeling. Atzvus, sadness. Marash Chayra, depression. Also, Marash Chayra is a more external state. It's the state of I can't get out of it. And Atzvus is the sadness. Then he brought Daigus and Yisurim. I don't know what I just did, but Daigus. Simcha. You see, the Rebbe is talking to us. Daigus and Yisurim. Worry and pain. So where does that fit in? So I think, the way I think, Yogain v'Anocha manifests itself. It's the origination of Atzvus and Marash Chayra. The Yogain v'Anocha is the place in HaSimcha, which we'll get to, which we said yesterday, that where Sasam and Simcha and Yogain v'Anocha dance together. That's in the place of HaSimcha. In the place of Simcha, being B'Simcha. Atzvus and Marash Chayra is a manifestation of the origination of Yogain v'Anocha. Now, Daigus are the origination of Atzvus, and Yisurim is the result of Marash Chayra. That means, how does it start? Let's not go to the spiritual part. Let's go to ourselves. We start with, when there's a problem, worry. It starts with worry. Worry is the first step. Worry brings to sadness. I'm worried. I can't figure out a solution. I don't know the solution. I'm sad. I accept that I don't have a solution, and Memela, I'm sad. Marash Chayra is when I get entrapped, and Yisurim is the pain that I'm feeling, which really is the beginning of the whole thing, which is Yogain v'Anocha, because the agony is coming from pain, but I'm just not in awareness. The Yisurim is the physical pain that I feel at the end of the day, because that's the result of this whole trend of worry, Yogain v'Anocha, that brought to worry, that brought to Atzvus and Marash Chayra, that brings to Yisurim. That's on the negative side. In the positive side, we said there is Sameach, the emotion of happiness, that brings to Simcha, that comes from HaSimcha. We'll conclude, Mi'etz Hashem, we'll continue on Sunday. Have a wonderful day, Rabbi Say. A great Shabbos. Love you all.